and welcome to the July edition of Pulse of the Parish. I'm Crystal Beecham. Lots of exciting things to see in this episode. We're about to break a sweat with our Parks Fitness Lab, and we're also going to learn more about where Parks is in the national accreditation process. But first, we're going to head over to the Veterans Cemetery for a special segment on this very honorable facility. There's lots to see, so let's go. Commissioner Epperson, thank you for joining me out here. We're here at the Northwest Louisiana Veterans Cemetery. I mean, it is truly a beautiful day and such a peaceful place today. And we're excited to kind of talk with you and walk around the grounds and just learn more about the importance of this facility and some more things, just about it. But thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for inviting me. And I am so proud, as well as all of the Caddo Parish Commission members, all the citizens of Caddo Parish, that we were an integral part in getting this facility here. If you look around to my right, it's so beautiful, so serene, so peaceful. I call it the Arlington National Cemetery of the South. And I always put in my talks when I'm speaking about it, this cemetery is just as beautiful as Arlington National in Washington, D.C. A fitting place for our veterans, for the ones who have committed and given their ultimate sacrifice on behalf of this country.
It truly is, and like you said, very peaceful, very serene. It's a perfect place for our families and for citizens to come out and pay respect to those who have given the ultimate sacrifice for our country.
Right. And it's open 24/7, 365. The gates never close. We have a clean restroom, completely climate controlled, air conditioned, heated. For those that may have a loved one that's interred here, we have a computer system up there. You can type in their last name and it'll tell you exactly where they're located within the campus out here. Also, we have what we call in-ground ceremonies where the veterans are in caskets. Also, the veteran as well as the spouse are qualified to be interred here. And then if you look to my right, you'll see those columbariums, we call them, look like vaults. Those are for cremations. Those are vaulted cremation for loved ones that want to be cremated. And if you look down where we are now, these are in-ground cremations. So we have every aspect of interment that a veteran would look like. We even have down from our office there where veterans that remains have been lost in combat and you can't identify them. We have a remembrance garden. We'll put them in that particular deal, and we still have portions of the government in Honolulu, Hawaii, and in Arlington, Virginia, that go through forensics trying to find DNA where they can identify those and make sure that they are brought home.
Well, it is a wealth of information. I'm excited to just walk and talk to you a little bit more about the grounds and the facility, and also to talk more about the parish's important role in the beginnings of this cemetery.
Right. In 1975, my father passed. He was a World War II veteran. Matter of fact, he's interred out here. And so is my mom. My mom is interred here. And he wanted, his last wish was to be buried in a veteran cemetery. Our home was Winfield, Louisiana, Wynn Parish, Rapides Parish, where the only veteran cemetery in North Louisiana was located, was completely full. So that sort of spurred me on to say, hey, out of the whole state of Louisiana, we only, the last veteran cemetery is full. And the next one was down at Port Hudson, which is outside of Baton Rouge, and they were nearly full. So the Parish Commission, I think in 95, we went to Baltimore, Maryland at a national convention, and we brought up a motion from the floor that we need to really look into getting more veteran cemeteries. And a number of our colleagues that's members of NACO, they had the same issues. So we passed a resolution, we lobbied Congress, and this is where we are today. And This is the first of 4 more veteran cemeteries that's located in the state of Louisiana. But the catalyst for it started with Caddo Parish, with the Caddo Parish Commission.
Excellent. Well, I'm excited to learn more about that and more about the facility. So let's go. So we've made our way to the committal shelter here at the cemetery. Tell us a little bit more about where we are and the significance of this portion of the cemetery.
The process is, this is the committal shelter. This is actually where the ceremony takes place. Once the funeral director brings the remains in to the office, they have a designated time. The director will lead the ambulance and the family members. They will bring the casket here. The military honor guard will be awaiting. They will get the casket out of the ambulance. They will walk it up here and place it in front of here. This is where the actual ceremony goes. The honor guard is stationed to my right. If there's a shot of a gun volley, they shoot the gun volley. They play taps and they fold the flag and present it to the next of kin. Then everyone is dismissed. They aren't allowed to go down to the actual placement in the casket into the burial site. They can only do that after it has been completed. Then the family can come back and visit the actual site.
So when we inter veterans here and service members here, we're talking about full military honors. We are a full ceremony, full honoring our service members once they're laid to rest.
Right. An honor guard is here with every veteran, whatever branch of service that they were in. They get the folding of the flag, the rendering of taps, and then retirees and certain officers will get the gun volley. And then every veteran that served honorably and had an honorable discharge and that's qualified is eligible to be interred here.
So I think we can all agree that we all know that our service members are worthy and deserving of all of the honors and the ceremonies that we can do to represent their honor and to represent their service. But I know this was a huge priority of the Caddo Parish Commission. Talk a little bit about why creating this place and offering up our resources as a parish were so important to the building of this facility.
Well, there are two reasons. Louisiana has had a veteran population once we started this process of about 350,000 veterans. So you can imagine if there wasn't any more veteran space. So now we have 5 new cemeteries. However, it's a good economic catalyst too. We have Barksdale Air Force Base located right across the river, and we have Fort Johnson located just 120 miles south from us. And we also have Overton Brooks VA Medical Center, one of the largest medical centers within the nation. And therefore, those veterans that retire, this is something that will make them want to stay here because it adds to the ambience of wanting to be a resident of Caddo Parish in the state of Louisiana, because we honor and respect and recognize our veterans because they rightly deserve that.
Absolutely. And so we talk about the Caddo Parish Commission's involvement and what they did. Can we talk a little bit more specifically about what the Caddo Parish Commission offered to make this facility?
What we did was, once we got initially found out what we could do, we had to find land. Mm-hmm. Then we thought, hey, Eddie Jones Nature Park, over 1,200 acres. So we donated almost 88 acres, cut the road in, brought the water infrastructure in, and did a lot of other things in conjunction with others, with the state. The state also had some funding too, but the bulk of our funding came from the federal government. The state paid, I think, the 10% fee that they had to do to get a study in a survey. And then what you see here now is what we have, and we're so proud of it, and we love it. A deserved place for our veterans.
Absolutely. So, Commissioner, I think one of the most striking things about the facility is just how beautifully maintained it is, how pristine everything is, and it really gives you an idea of just how many veterans and service members that we have interred here. But we do have room for more veterans and more service members. Can you talk a little bit about that and the facility's ability to inter our veterans and service members?
Well, Crystal, what you see here, the amount that's open now, the capacity is 20,000.
Wow.
As of this date, we have 4,400 veterans interred. So I tell you, we have a lot of room to take care of them.
Absolutely.
And as I always go back to, nothing is too good for our veterans, because were it not for them and the sacrifice that they made, we would not be here. This nation would not be here today.
Absolutely. And you talked too about making sure that we can meet the needs of all veterans or service members that may want to be interred here. So tell us a little bit about that as well.
And then, of course, you might have some veterans like David Robertson. Everybody may know a basketball player, was in the United States Navy. He was 7'4". So we have special crypts in the ground for what we call our larger veterans. We accommodate everyone. Wow. And also we have a scatter garden. Ones that want to be cremated, want they remain scattered, they're cremated. We take them to the committal shelter. We do the entire ceremony. We go to the scatter garden, and we scatter the remains, and then we still have a wall with all the information of that particular veteran that was scattered within in the scatter garden.
So there's multiple ways to be interred here.
Multiple ways.
Okay.
And one more thing I want to make, religion is not an option. If you're Muslim, you're Jewish, you're Methodist, you're Baptist, whatever, if you served honorably within the United States of America on behalf of this company and got an honorable discharge, you are entitled to be interred here.
Wow, that's great. And another thing I know that is a priority for the cemetery as well is that we're honoring these veterans year-round. There's certain holidays during the year that we also do some special things to honor our service members here. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Right. Well, starting off Memorial Day, which is the last Monday in May, we honor the veterans. We invite the community, different groups, JROTC, schools, social organizations come out, and we place a flag on each grave. And then also during Veterans Day, we do the same thing. You know, Veterans Day is November the 11th of each year. It's did because of that, the 11th month, the 11th year, the 11th minute when the armistice was signed to end the war, World War I. However, we do that as Veterans Day. And also during the Christmas ceremony, we put wreaths on each and every grave, and it's a beautiful sight. And the community come out and volunteer and help us with those efforts also. Again,
going back to that notion that nothing is too good and that we should be honoring our veterans and our service members year-round.
That's right. Nothing is too good for our veterans.
Well, Commissioner, I just want to thank you again. This has been such an educational opportunity, learning more about this facility and learning more about how we honor our veterans and service members and the parish's commitment to honoring our service members and our veterans.
Well, Chris, before we go, I just want to mention Caddo Parish is a leader. I think you all have often heard me say that throughout the years that I've been here. We were one that stood tall. We went to Baltimore, Maryland at the national conference. We made it known that there was not any more veteran burial spaces for veterans. And then we found out there was a national problem also. So our colleagues got with us, and this is what happened here. Northwest Louisiana was the first one to get it, was the leader in it through the Caddo Parish Commission. And now Louisiana has 5 total. 4 more after Northwest Louisiana came into play. So kudos to the Caddo Parish Commission, and anyone that would like their loved one interred, they can call the office out here, 318-925-0612. You can go online, Louisiana Department of Veterans Affairs.gov, and you can register online, or you can come out here to the cemetery, call and get an appointment. Make sure you bring your DD-214. Of course, you have to be eligible now. You have to be eligible. You have to have an honorable discharge.
Okay.
And your spouses is also eligible also, but there's a small fee. Okay. But a lot better, beautiful facility than anywhere you can go, and nothing like the cost of going to a private cemetery.
Absolutely.
Everything for the veteran out here is free.
That's amazing. And Commissioner, I just want to thank you again for all of your work and helping folks know that Caddo Parish is veteran friendly and that we support our veterans, and for helping us educate our citizens today about this facility. And like you said, we encourage our citizens to come out, pay respects to our veterans and our service members, and to take advantage of this opportunity, if you are a veteran or service member, to be interred in a facility like the Northwest Louisiana Veterans Cemetery. So thank you so much today.
Caddo Parish Commission's way of, instead of just saying thank you, veteran, we are showing.
Absolutely. So thank you so much.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. 10. Up. 9. Up. I help people get in the best shape of their life. Basically, I take you from where you are, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, 120 days, however long you want or how long it takes you to get to the goal, I can help you get there. So who is it geared towards? Anybody that got legs, anybody that wants to fitness, anybody that wants to be healthy. It's geared towards anybody. They can be modified into a different version where it's easier for you, but everything is all doable. Once you start moving, your blood circulates better. Your mind gets more clarity. I find myself when I'm working out, I come up with my best ideas. it's basically the gateway to a better life. Let's put it like that. So if whatever anybody's going through, that's kids, adults, all.
Well, that's a wrap on the July edition of Pulse of the Parish. As always, we invite you to join us every first Friday of the month for a look at all things new and exciting happening right here in Caddo Parish. We'll see you next time.